First, take you to breaking news in this very story. This is news our reporters on the ground are bringing us as we speak. It's an important update. Let's take a look. An audio that is allegedly of the Trinamool Congress's Shah Jahan Sheikh. Remember, he is the TMC leader, almost the Don of the North Parganas district as he's known, or the godfather of this region. He's the person who is absconding, at whose home the ED had arrived when a mob attacked them. An audio recording of his has gone viral. However, we at CNN News 18, it's important to point out, cannot verify the authenticity of this audio. We're going to play it out for you. We'll have a reporter translate it right after that. Take a look. Listen in.
সমস্ত শুভবুদ্ধি সম্পূর্ণ সন্দেশখালী বাসিন্দার কাছে আমার অনুরোধ, আমি শেখ শাহজাহান বলছি। কেউ আমার অঞ্চলের অঞ্চল সভাপতি যারা আছে, যুবর সভাপতি যারা আছে, মহিলা সভানেত্রী যারা আছে, অল অঞ্চলের প্রধান থেকে আরম্ভ করে বুথের সভাপতি, বুথ কর্মী এবং তৃণমূল কংগ্রেসের সৈনিক যারা আছে, প্রত্যেকের কাছে আমার অনুরোধ, এই সব সিবিআই ইডি নিয়ে ভয় পাওয়ার কোনো কারণ নেই। সবাই শুভবুদ্ধি সম্পন্ন মানুষ, তোমরা বুঝতে পারছো এটা একটা ষড়যন্ত্র, রাজনৈতিক ষড়যন্ত্র। ওরা আমাকে দমাতে পারলে মনে করছে সন্দেশখালী তৃণমূল কংগ্রেসটা দুমড়ে যাবে। অতএব ভয় পাওয়ার কিছু নেই। আমার মতো শেখ শাহজাহান।
Okay, let's go over to my colleague Kamalika to understand more. Kamalika, first I need to ask you, we weren't able to give our audiences a translation of that. Can you just translate? Though again, let me remind our audiences it's not verified. What is the leader saying in that audio?
Yeah, well, he's clearly saying though that audio is not verified and that audio has just gone viral from the afternoon. It states that he is actually telling it to his workers not to be afraid of CBI and ED. And he also believes that this is a political conspiracy and they all want to control him, the CBI and ED. And because they feel, the opposition feel, that if they control Sheikh Shah Jahan, then the Trinamool will be over in that region. He also has stated that if it is his video, which is not verified, that if one Sheikh Shah Jahan dies, then there will be hundreds of Sheikh Shah Jahans. And he has also stated that there is no fault, he does not have any fault. If something is proved against him, he will give his head. And he is saying this is a conspiracy. He is not going to be afraid, and he has requested his followers, his workers, not to be afraid of all these things because they are TMC soldiers and they know that they will work for the people. And that is his request. He believes that this is a conspiracy. He is an innocent. So, but this audio is still not verified. But this has gone viral from the afternoon. Where Sheikh Shah Jahan is, nobody knows. We believe that when this raid was taking place yesterday, when the ED officials knocked at his door at that point of time, according to ED officials, according to the mobile tracking report that the ED officials have stated, he was there inside his house. But after that, he is not nowhere, actually.
Kamalika, thank you for bringing us all of those details. Kamalika has been providing us moment-to-moment updates of this story over the last 2 days. Now let's go over to our panelist of guests who are with us right now. Dr. Shrotarupa, a spokesperson for the BJP, Mohammad Tausif Rahman, a spokesperson for the TMC, and Pratim Ranjan Bose, a columnist, are all with us this evening. Good evening to all of you. To our panelists, I'd just like to inform you, I'm going to ask you very specific questions. I'd like to ask you to answer those questions before we go over to talking about each other party. So, for example, if I'm directing a question at the BJP, it will be regarding the BJP. Before we address the TMC, I'd then request the BJP to just address those questions. But before we do that, before we go over to our political spokespeople, first, just to understand immediate reactions, Pratim Ranjan Bose, a columnist, let's go over to him to understand more. Mr. Bose, good evening. Mr. Bose, your reaction to everything we've seen play out in the last 48 hours.
My reaction is the same as it was in after the Panchayat polls or during the Panchayat polls, after the assembly election, during 2019 election. You see, first of all, this state has gone to a level where these Shah Jahan Sheikh, Kajal Sheikh, these are not even, MLAs or MPs, and they wield huge power. They are like, the fiefdoms. During Panchayat election, the Shah Jahan Sheikh ensured the opposition candidates are thrown out of the area. I know BJP, some people, filed nominations for BJP and they were in hiding in the city, in Calcutta. So that is the kind of a situation, and this is probably out of control. And I do appreciate the allegations of breakage of law and order. It is a fact. This is they have just gone out of control.
Okay. Okay. All right, sir. Thank you for raising that for us. Let's now go over to the two political spokespeople we have with us tonight. Let's first go over to the TMC. Mohammad Tausif Rahman is with us from the TMC. Sir, I understand what the TMC has had to say about the BJP, and I promise you later in the show we'll ask the BJP exactly those questions. For our audiences, we've played out the allegations your party has made against the BJP. Essentially, you've made the allegation again that the ED, the CBI are regularly misused. You've also said, for example, that local police should have been contacted. We'll get to the BJP and ask them those questions in a second. But sir, first I want to ask you and the TMC some questions.
Yes.
So
Yes.
question number one, the ED in their statement said, and I'm going to read out for our audiences, they've said they were attacked by 800 to 1,000 people. They've said the people who attacked them had an intention to cause death. They've said that these were violent mobs. They were armed in some cases with lathis. And they've said that they stole and snatched official belongings of the ED. So this is condemnable behavior. Your party has condemned it. But in terms of actual action on the ground, sir, 5 people detained, no arrests. And this is when we're talking about 2 different mobs, one that reportedly had 800 people, one that reportedly had 100 people. No arrest till now, sir. Why is that?
Good evening, Toya. Toya, absolutely. I mean, first of all, again, I will begin the debate and the show that, of course, we don't endorse such incidents, whatever happened yesterday. But, Toya, again, I mean, if we have democracy and anyone can say anything, anyone can claim anything, that there were 800,000 people and they wanted to attack the ED. But you really think that these people were prepared to attack the ED? What happened actually at the spot? And, you know, there's a latest development that the local police has filed an FIR against the ED for illegal trespassing and some stealing case as well. So anyways, you will get the report. But, you know, end of the day, you know, the central agencies have now sought out the All India Trinamool leader Sheikh Shahjahan custody within 48 hours and have asked the state police to ensure this. I mean, this is exactly what we have been saying all this while, Toya. I mean, if we were kept in loop, something like this would never happen. Now, when things have gone out of control, they are seeking state's help. I mean, I am not saying, once again, I'm not saying it's mandatory or you cannot go to these areas or you have done some mistake. But again, there are some sensitive areas in India. I mean, not only in West Bengal, in UP, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, every state. I mean, what is wrong if you could have informed the state government? Okay, you don't believe the state government? I understand. Again, it's not wrong. It's okay. You have your own protocols. And again, you have all the right to go and charge anyone you want to because you're from Central. But you could have informed the Home Secretary half an hour before. So the Home Secretary could have arranged a lot of things. The official could have gone together.
So one second.
And
Mr. Rahman, Mr. Rahman, one second. I'm not at all taking away from your point, but as I promised right in the beginning of this question, that's already a point we're going to bring up with the BJP. I'm asking you to address the specific question I'm asking you, sir. There are enough videos to show. I know that you can counter the question of if there were actually 800 people by maybe arguing that there were not 800, there were 600, not 600, 200. But there were a substantial amount of people in both of those mobs. My question to you is, why have we not seen even one arrest take place so far?
No, definitely, definitely. If someone has done wrong, if someone has done law and lawful duties, of course they will be arrested. And the investigation is going on. The state government is totally going to take action. When we say we don't endorse such incidents, there will be action, Toya. And I promise you, if by tomorrow or day after tomorrow, when we sit again in this show, I will give you the reports.
Okay.
But Toya, you know, one thing is very sad. You know, these people. You know, Suvendu Adhikari, the leader of opposition, I'll send you the videos also. He was clearly and openly, he was threatening this Shahjahan that मैं आपका धुआं निकाल दूंगा. And just after 3 days, ED is doing raids in his house. I mean, why does this happen? Whenever he threatens TMC leaders, after 3 days, this ED comes and attacks in someone's house. Why this is not happening with some BJP leaders? BJP is having 16 MPs and more than 50 MLAs. Tell me not a single raid in BJP's house, are they that clear?
Right.
इतने दूध के
Okay,
धुले हुए हैं
sir,
वो लोग?
let's
And
take those. One
end of the
second.
day,
Sir, I just
we
want to take
people
those
in Bengal, we are
questions. Let's
getting
take those
insulted.
questions. Sir, one second. Let me take those questions down to the BJP. Dr. Shotapura, who's with us from the BJP. Ma'am, I'd like to thank you for joining us this evening on CNN News 18. Ma'am, I need to ask you a few questions. Let's talk first about the key allegation that opposition states across the country are making, and let's take a look at the numbers. We'll start there, then we'll specifically focus on the story. But I want to start with those broader numbers, ma'am. These are numbers provided by multiple news outlets, not just ours. Number one, when we just take a look at ED cases, Enforcement Directorate cases, since 2014, a four-fold jump in ED cases, and you have 95% of those that are against opposition leaders. If you take a look at the CBI, because we've just talked about the ED is relevant to this case, but let's look at the CBI too. 60% of the cases during the opposition era's time, that number has jumped to 95% of the cases in the BJP's time against the opposition. Ma'am, those are numbers speaking for themselves. When opposition states say that, look, we're being targeted, here you have the numbers. What does the BJP have to say to that, ma'am?
Toya Singh, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You've
Go
been
ahead.
pronouncing my name 3 times in 3 different ways.
Thank you
My
for
name is
correcting me.
Shoto Rupa.
Okay.
Now let me come to the numbers. I am not the spokesperson for ED or any other central agency. I am the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson. So I will speak on behalf of my party. As far as ED numbers that you're rattling off, is very impressive. It just shows that my government, the central government led by my party, is very keen to wipe out corruption. And therefore, wherever we find, wherever we get reports, and you will definitely agree, the CBI and Enforcement Directorate, ED, they deal with financial crimes. So, especially ED does. So, therefore, when ED goes somewhere, ED does enough of financial homework, the crimes that they go to curb. They do enough homework and then they go. So it's not that we are telling them go there and do this and do that. It doesn't happen. It's not so simple. Next question, please.
Okay. Dr. Shaturba, I do want to ask you, and tell me if I'm still correcting your name incorrectly, please, at any point. But I do want to ask you here, when we've spoken to our reporters on the ground too, they've pointed out this one question. This is the question the TMC was bringing up too. Why were local police not informed in the way in which the ED went about this? What the TMC has had to say is, if you told us, we would have had administration on the ground. Why weren't our police informed in the right way before any of this was done? What is the BJP's response to that, ma'am?
ED has put out a statement saying, once again, I don't know whether ED had informed the police earlier or not because I'm in the BJP. But ED has let out a statement and given a complete, vivid description of whatever has happened. And they said that local police was informed. In fact, let me add here, because local police was informed, we have West Bengal has a track record of the police helping the state government. So I sincerely believe, because I was there doing a live show on a regional channel while this was panning out. At 8 o'clock in the morning, I was there on a regional channel. So I saw what happened where the cameras were there of some 3-4 regional channels. They showed ED, and the ED had, they were accompanied by Central Force, and from 200 to 400 to 600, incredibly, the numbers increased into almost 1,000. So whatever Tausif wants to say, 200, 600, he's probably not watched the whole thing. As far as ED informing the police, it's not me or the BJP which is saying. ED themselves have said that the local police was informed. And in fact, that is the way people go. Central agency do inform the local police, as far as I know. I'm not part of either. So as far as I know, as far as ED's track record and CBI's track record has been, that they do inform the local police. This time also it was no different. And again, I would like to reiterate, because local police was informed, that is why local police did nothing for over an hour. I was again live. Tausif, I did not interrupt you. Please show some amount of tolerance. I was live for 1 hour on a show. I was watching this. All that 1 hour, Toya, not a single policeman appeared on the show. If police was informed, why were they not there? Even if say, for example, they did not wake up so early. Somebody must have seen it on television. All the channels were showing, all the regional channels were showing, and the way ED and the reporters were attacked, it's inhuman. You people are showing the last results. I saw it live. I saw it live happening. I was on a show then. So there's no way, whatever Tausif or anybody says, I saw it happening right in
Okay.
front of me.
All right, ma'am, let me now take these questions to Tausif Rahman. So I'll obviously give you a chance to answer back everything that it is the BJP has just said, but I do also want to ask you a question, sir. Over the last few months, whenever we've had a debate like
Just
this, where
one
we've
second,
had...
Toya. May I? Just one interruption. ED, I mean, the police, you're talking about the police. Very recent, I think about 2 hours or 3 hours back, we got this update that the police has made a counter FIR on the 3 ED officials who are brutally injured by the mob.
Yes.
That is
Okay.
West Bengal police for you.
Dr. Shatarupa, sorry, one second. We do need to go over to the other panelists because we are running out of time.
Go ahead,
Mohammad Tausif Rahmanji, I need to ask you one question. In the case of other opposition parties and this debate we've had where we've often had the BJP as the other panelist, you've had other opposition parties, the Aam Aadmi Party, for example, the Jharkhand, I can name off the list of opposition parties that have made this accusation on the BJP. But sir, in the case of the TMC, our audiences remember the videos, unfortunately, that we've seen in case after case. There was very famously last year the case of Partha Chatterjee, the TMC minister, his aide, Arpita Mukherjee. Yes, your party condemned that. But those visuals of crores coming out in stacks, the TMC condemning it, sir, one second, the TMC condemning it, yes, but those visuals, hard to forget, and for anyone it's hard to believe that the TMC didn't know this was happening. Sir, don't you think the TMC may actually have a corruption problem, sir, if this is the story again and again?
Toya, it's very straight. It's very straight. If someone is doing corruption, the EDs are there, the CID is there, the CBI is there. They will take their own homework. They will do their own homework. They have their own courts of law, and no one can stop them. No one can stop them. But it is very sad how the BJP with ED want to malign the image of Bengalis, want to malign the image of Bengal, and harassing the people, local people. I mean, see, Toya, whether it was 1,000, 500, 250, 125 or 75. What is wrong is wrong. I mean, we are not supporting anything which happened yesterday. But again, you have no right to instigate our people. You have no, see, I'm not talking about TMC volunteers. No, 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 no. I'm talking about our own people. I'm talking about Bengal. I'm talking about Bashirhat. I'm talking about Sandesh Khali. If you go and keep on instigating people, sometimes it goes beyond your hand. And what we are always saying that we are there, the state government is always there with the ED, with the central agency whatsoever to help them. I mean, Toya, it's not about whataboutery, okay? I'll give you some incident before. I mean, I'm telling you, you are not maligning any image, but I just want to target the BJP. There are some incident when Bengal police and CID went to arrest the former Mandal president of BGYM in Aligarh few years ago. They were brutally assaulted by the BJP goons from BJP-led Uttar Pradesh. Did anyone question CM Yogi Adityanath regarding that? Did the former governor give any threatening bites to the media on imposing precedent rule? I mean, why are you portraying such kind of things to Bengal? It is very sad. I mean, it is sad what happened yesterday, but it is very sad what is happening in Bengal right now. I mean, it is looking like a movie. What you want to portray, what's happening in Bengal. Don't forget, Kolkata got the safest city award from last 3 years. And
Because he didn't
everyone
give
wants to
data.
portray.
Okay.
Everyone wants to portray that, you can't breathe in West Bengal. How it is happening? Why we are there for the third
Let
term?
me
We
just
are
go
doing
over
work.
one second. Let me
We
just
are
go
there
over
with the
now.
people.
One second, sir. Let me go over to Pratim Ranjan Bose. He's a columnist, and sir, I came over to you for opening comments. I want to come over to you very quickly here to ask you, sir, do you think, because you are someone who writes from West Bengal, do you think that there is a larger corruption problem at play in West Bengal, or do you see this as the TMC is framing this, as if they are unfairly once again being targeted by the centre?
Thank you, Troy. Two things. One, there are arrests of ministers, even deputy chief minister has been made in other places, right? We haven't seen this kind of a scene as was visible when Ms. Mamata Banerjee put out a demonstration to stop arrest or questioning of a police officer by CBI. So let me first depoliticize it. Second, the situation in West Bengal or the corruption scene, this man Shahjahan, if there was policing, he could have been arrested many years ago. He is a known goon. In terms of corruption, you see,
Toya, this is
someone is
not
a
fair.
big
You are
green
doing a
worker,
media,
someone
you are
was a
sitting there
parking
and you are
attendant,
starting a
someone
media
was this,
trial,
someone was that,
saying
and they are coming
Shahjahan
out
as a
with
criminal
crores and
mafia.
crores of
This
rupees.
is not done,
Let
Toya.
us not,
It's a national television.
let us not put this fact aside. This, those 70 crores
Okay.
on
We have run
camera.
out of
It is,
time.
it is not appropriate
Mr.
to call someone.
Bose, Tausifji and Dr. Shotarupa, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us right now. All right, we weren't able to get to too many conclusions there, but thank you for joining us through this debate. Thank you for listening to each of the spokespeople, all of the perspectives. This was the Super Saturday debate right here on CNN News 18. And right before we let you go, we do have one last thing to show you. Today's big achievement. India has achieved yet another significant milestone in space exploration. Following the successful moon mission and ISRO's sun mission, Aditya L1 today entered the halo orbit around the L1 point. Now, the satellite, which was equipped with 7 advanced payloads, will remain in this orbit for the next 5 years. It's important to point out to you that it was launched all the way back last year in September. Aditya L1 aims to study the outer atmosphere of the sun and collect valuable information. Take a look. This is more on the story.
I think it's a great feat. You know, last time I came here, I went to the that Institute of Space Science Technology. So I've seen the space program for many years. I've been myself earlier member of Space Commission. I think a moment of great pride for us, just like Chandrayaan was.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm told it's a complex mission, as you have said earlier. How was the last few minutes, sir? Was it nerve-wracking?
No, it has been cool. We were knowing very well that it's going to happen because we had done the work very well ahead and did all the simulations to make sure it is going to happen very well. So all of us were enjoying the moment, not tense at all.
Okay. So what next, sir? We are told it sends a image every 1 minute and
So
also maintaining it there.
Yeah, maintenance will happen, already happening now. So after it has been placed, it is now looking at power generation and bringing back the battery up. After that, we will be tracking their orbit and then see next 6 hours to see it is at the right place that we wanted. So that will happen. After that, there are continuous operations on various ways to look at the payloads to be switched on. Maybe you can add some points.
No, sir.
Oh, the characterization has to happen now, payloads that will go on for a couple of months, and then the data will be compared with the ground test results, and the calibration will be verified that what has been measured on ground and what we see in space will be correlated, so that finally the outcome, what is going to be given out as science outcome, will be validated. That is the phase that is going to happen from now to maybe next few months, 3-4 months it is going to happen.
All right, that's all that we have for you here on the show. We hope we were able to provide you with a wholesome idea of everything that's taken place in the country tonight. Thank you for watching.